It could take months for steel import tariffs aimed at saving thousands of industry jobs to be implemented. The move is just one of a raft of measures agreed by government to shore up the sector. The final decision rests with the Treasury, but downstream operators have bemoaned the devastating effect a tariff could have on their businesses. So joining me to discuss this and other issues in the steel sector is Gerhard Papenfus, who is from the National Employers Association of South Africa. Gerhard, thanks for your time this evening. Why are you against this plan?
Well, of course, it will push up the price of steel. When the price of import steel was high, the guys that control the price of steel pushed up their price. They applied import parity pricing. Now that the price of steel is low, they ask for protection. So the downstream manufacturers just can't win. When we could buy lower price steel from the local manufacturers, they push their price up to import levels.
Yeah.
Now they get protection. And of course, so you will pay more for steel. And you know, of course, people say we must protect them, but they don't protect us.
Okay. Yeah. Have you sat down? Have downstream players been invited into these discussions?
None at all. None at all. You see, what's happened here is happening for decades now. Within a bargaining council structure, and that is one of the problems, our labor cost is extremely high. The labor cost in the metal industry is 30% higher than the labor cost in any other industry.
Okay.
If you compare the metal industry with the motor industry, we pay for a laborer 30% more.
Yeah.
That's outrageous. Yeah. Now, they could afford it because there was a time when they made big money. I mean, when you apply import parity pricing, you have billions to play with. And they could afford to push up the price of labor. Yeah. With high prices of steel, you pass on the price of your labor and the high prices of steel. You make money all the time. Yeah. The lower guy buy higher price for labor and a higher price for steel. So you just never win. And they had the power, inappropriate powers were given to them in the bargaining council system where they could make decisions excluding small business. Yeah. So for small business, you just can't win in this arrangement. And we say to government, don't help them.
Don't help them. What about the job losses?
Well, what about the job losses? Let me tell you what's happening about job losses. I'm going to give you 3 figures. The General Secretary of the Bargaining Council said recently on national television that manufacturing or the metal engineering industry has lost 700,000 jobs. Yeah. Not 7,000, 700,000. I asked him over which period. He couldn't answer me. But there's another figure. NEASA last year in negotiations said that manufacturing has lost 258,000 jobs in 5 years. Mike Schuessler says, well, of course, but Mike Schuessler said that the people employed in manufacturing is now on the level which it was in 1972. So that was when the population was in 20 million. It's now on 50 million. So we're not losing jobs now. The 10,000 they're talking about is nothing in comparison to what the industry is losing constantly. I'm not saying, you know, the loss of a single job is terrible. But you can protect them now, protect 5,000 jobs and lose another 50,000 jobs. Give downstream manufacturers the benefit and let them cut a bit of fat out of this thing.
And that benefit then, I suppose, would come from also dealing with this import parity pricing. Let's talk a bit about that, because this is something that has been raised in the past by downstream manufacturers who said, listen to us, DTI, ultimately this is unfair, it's strangling this part of the economy.
Absolutely.
What's been done about that?
Nothing.
Has that conversation happened?
Nothing. Well, you know, and why is nothing done about it? Because here was a situation where South Africa is in a bit of trouble, but we know we've always been paying high prices for steel. Now that we can get the benefit, the big guys say, the big guys that pushed up the price and pushed up the price of labor, they go and ask for protection. And in that conversation, they don't invite a single person from small business. NEASA isn't there.
Yeah.
We represent more small businesses than CIFSA's 22 organizations together. We're not invited.
Interesting. All right,
Very interesting.
unfortunately, we're out of time,
Yeah.
Gerhard, but good luck. And we'll be watching this one very closely because, of course, we're not going to see steel prices going up anytime soon from what
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time
Not gonna happen.
today. Gerhard Papenfus is from the National Employers Association of South Africa. Now,